Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 5 Long Range. We finally got an Ioniq 5, and I get it now. This thing kind of rocks. This one's got 24,000 miles on it. It's a one-owner lease return out of Laguna Beach, California. This is the long-range trim, meaning it's got 303 miles of range on it. This metallic turquoise paint that shifts color and has this nice deep metal flake in it looks super good here in the southern Arizona sun. And the size is just great. Like, we've had the Ioniq 6s, which is the super slippery aerodynamic sedan, and the Kia EV6, the kind of long, sporty, wagon-looking body style. All of them share the same architecture, but this is kind of the ultimate do-it-all size and shape. Big hatch, back seats that slide forward and backwards as well as folding flat, a ton of room up front. It's a great thing to drive with a ton of usable space. This has still got those really nice Michelin Primacy tires on it all the way around. They're in great shape, so this thing has absolutely been cared for. I mean, even looking at the Carfax on this, it's had maintenance done just about every 9,000 miles, so both of its maintenance intervals were taken care of with the previous owner before they, turned it in at the end of their lease period. These are phenomenal cars, and that 800-volt architecture means it is one of the fastest charging EVs on the market. If you find an Electrify America charger that's a full 350 kilowatt ultra fast charger, you'll go from 10 to 80 in less than 20 minutes on this thing. You'll be putting like 10 miles per minute of range into this if you want to do some pretty serious road tripping with it. When you're at home on your level 2 charger, it'll still get 27 to 35 miles per hour of charge rate, meaning 8 to 10 hours, you'll go from 10 to 100. And if you have to plug it in, you only have 110 or 120 volt, like your regular old wall outlet, that'll still get you 4 to 6 miles per hour, meaning you'll get about 60 miles in a 10-hour overnight charge, which still, if you have an 80-mile-a-day commute and you can only fully charge this thing on the weekends, it's got enough reserve to get you through the entire week and then some. These things drive great, they look cool, and I'm super excited to get you all inside of it. So let's do just that. Under the hood of the Ioniq 5 here, really simple up front. You've got this nice little weatherproof storage cubby up here. You can see it's got weather stripping all the way along it. Keep your stuff clean, dry, and dust free. On the passenger side, you've got your washer fluid reservoir here, coolant reservoir in the back for the HVAC system and the inverter, and this blue one here is the coolant for that high voltage battery pack. Over here on the driver's side, fuse box, 12 volt accessory battery, and your brake fluid reservoir. Nice and easy up here. Not a lot for you as the operator to worry about, and what you do have to worry about checking is right there. Easy to access, easy to see. Getting into the back of the Ioniq 5. Push the button. Whole thing comes right up. And you'll see this particular one has got the additional matting on the floor, on the back of the seats. It's really nicely done up. So, pretty good sized cargo area, but these all have something cool, a false floor underneath. In fact, this false floor can pull out and stand up, and they have access to a huge under tray here for hiding lots and lots of stuff. Excluding my detailing rag, this has got the tire mobility kit in it, the V2L charger, which lets you turn your car into a basically generator or a portable battery bank, and the Hyundai emergency first aid kit. If I drop this back down, set it back in like that, these seats do fold down, but you do that from up here. Pull it, let it down, both sides will come down. One other really cool thing with these back seats is that they slide forward, which is something I've almost never seen on a hatchback like this. Meaning, if you arrange them just so, you can still have legroom for your passengers, but fit some really, really big stuff back here if you need to combine tall, square items and passengers. Really, really clever stuff back here from Hyundai. While I've got this open, this can in fact use the Tesla supercharging network. You've got your CCS fast charge ports down below, and if you get the adapter, this will tie straight into Tesla's superchargers. Of note though, their superchargers max out at 250 kilowatts, so even the fastest supercharger will charge this a bit slower than a CCS like an Electrify America or one of the other big ones that run the full 350s. I briefly mentioned V2L before. V2L is vehicle to load, and this is the adapter that lets you do that. So what this is, it plugs in to your charge port like any charger would. Open this cover, and that's where you plug in any standard extension cord. So this lets you turn your Ioniq into a giant portable battery backup. You can treat this thing like a generator. So you plug that in, open that up, plug in your extension cord, close it so it's weatherproofed and sealed tightly around it with these guys. See that light starting to go blue? Hit this to power it on, and you will see up in here transferring V2L. So now that thing is putting out your standard 120 volts, just like any outlet in your house, at 16 amps. So if you could run something normally in your house that's blowing a fuse, you can run it with this. And you can draw down 80% of the vehicle's battery outputting through that. Like, you can run multiple refrigerators, a little cook hob, kettle, lights, whatever you want from this. It's an awesome backup if you lose power, or a really cool thing to have if you are car camping. The back seat of the Ioniq 5 recognizes me as I get near. Happy to see me, so it pops out its handles. And I'm gonna climb in behind my own driver's seat. Spin this around really quick. I am 6'1", 270 pounds, and a little bit sweaty because it's like 95 out today. But I have got acres of room in the back of this car. Now, I showed you the seats tilt, they slide. You can make room or take away room pretty easily back here. But my driver's seat here is all the way back and reclined for me to film. I'm gonna spin this around real quick. You get 2 USB charge ports there. Passenger seat gets a little mesh bag, a little storage bag behind the passenger seat here. And both doors have pretty decent sized door cubbies with a big water bottle recess in there. In addition to that, you have your usual child seat anchors, both on the bottom and the big top tether on the back of the rear seats. To the captain seat of the Ioniq 5, you've got your power windows, power locks, power mirrors here, and again, storage cubby here with another water bottle cutout that'll even swallow that big old Yeti. Now, settled in, does its little song and dance when you climb in. Let's not get copyright struck because of music. Let's run through everything we got here. First, the styling is really cool. The speaker behind this mesh right here is a really nice touch, and the contrast of the 2 screens with the white border around it just looks great. So for everything you're going to interact with and touch, over here, auto hold keeps you from rolling when you come to a stop. This is your electronic parking brake here. This holds the hatch up. That turns burnout mode on, and this controls the dimness of the instrument cluster. Behind the wheel, the standard fare, headlights and turn signals, and windshield wipers and sprayers. Behind the wheel, you've got 2 paddles. Those control your regen increasing up the level of it up and down with this little gauge here. So when you're in drive, that will adjust. You've got all of your infotainment and entertainment controls here. Volume, mode, phone, voice commands. Drive mode is down here. So on this, you've got eco, normal, sport, and if you hold it down, it'll give you snow, which kind of mutes the pedal feel and slows the regen down so as to not break traction with this rear-wheel drive motor. Over on this side, this controls the pages in your center gauge cluster there. And pretty cool to see that the trip meter has never been reset the whole life of the vehicle. Anecdotally, 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour, quite efficient for these. I have a BMW i3, and that's what mine is hovering at. That's a much smaller, lighter, little subcompact. Shows tire pressures, nav, and it'll even show what it assumes to be your driver's attention level, which is pretty cool. On this side, you've got your cruise control controls, and this has a very, very clever suite of adaptive cruise control stuff. So this sets the system up. Right now, we're in park, not moving, so it tells you conditions are not met. But turn it on there, set your lane keep here, dial in your following distance to the vehicle in front with that, and plus and minus adjusts your speed. Down here is your Prindle stalk. So push in on the end for park, forward for drive, halfway, a little notch to the middle for neutral, all the way down for reverse. Boom, cameras and sonars come up in the middle. Speaking of the middle, I love this neutral screen here. It just shows a totally decontented map of your real location, showing like where you are, the roads around, but it doesn't give you any like navigation stuff. It just is. Battery, projected range, date, time, and what you're listening to. Now, if you scroll this over, you've got a ton of options and apps and configuration here. So I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just going to hit the high points. EV goes through, shows your nearest possible charger, battery status or battery state of charge, your projected range with HVAC, projected range and maximum range or maximum eco with no HVAC shown there. You can turn V2L on here. This goes in and adjusts all of your different charging settings, battery condition mode, utility mode, lets you use this as a interior side of things in this like a power bank and run the HVAC. Again, really nice for car camping, believe it or not. But then you've got obviously the map and the nav, which one nice thing, I mean, most EVs will do this, but these will show a graphical projection of your actual range as a ring. So it'll give you a really good look at just how far you can make it on how many electrons are left in your tank. Obviously, it also integrates navigation and everything. But most importantly, this right here, phone projection. With the USB cable plugged in down there, this does wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So, works very, very nice, easy to hook up, and, you know, just lets your phone run the show. Then climate or all your climate control controls graphically shown up your heated steering wheel, heated or ventilated seats. You know what? I think yeah, no, I don't need any heating right now. But you can dial this thing in. You can even set them to automatic, because in an EV, it is always more efficient to warm you up physically than all the rest of the air in the car. Speaking of which, down here, the HVAC controls are repeated as haptic buttons, so you don't have to go through a bunch of menus. 3 different levels of fan speed for the automatic climate control. Set the temperature you want, set it to auto, and just let it do its thing. It'll find the most efficient way possible to bring the temperature down and maintain it where you want it inside. You've also got a couple of quick action buttons here for map, navigation, media. The star you can program to do whatever it is you want on it, so I can go to any screen possible. They have a physical tuner here, so you can jump up and down stations pretty easily with that. Parking sensors on and off here if you don't want to get screamed at. And once again, there's that backup camera and sonar if you manually engage it here. Moving down, You've got that USB, you've got a standard cigarette lighter charging port. One nice little Easter egg is the plus and minus on the gas and brake pedals on these. Very clever, kind of tongue-in-cheek, love it. Got a big old storage cubby down there, 2 cup holders, even more charge ports, and a wireless charging pad there. So if you set a phone in there and it can do it, this light will illuminate, showing that it is actively charging wirelessly. Storage more down there. This whole center console has got storage inside of it. It also lifts up and out of the way to access or put some really big stuff down there. Over on the passenger side, glove box, pretty sizable, very full of like my dealer plate, which it swallowed the long way. So this is a really deep glove box. Factory books here, factory books underneath it, like lots of room for storage in this thing. The seats, the material feels really nice, and even though it is that darker like gray and like a slate and a gray, 2 different tones or 2 different temperatures of color here, even in the desert sun, this being cloth doesn't actually get that hot, which is really, really nice. You got yourself the usual automatic dimming rearview mirror with your 3 programmable buttons for garage doors, gates, and what have you. Sun visors do exactly what you'd expect. Manually knock on the little light up top, look at yourself, pop it out, they extend, they retract, they swing, they keep the desert sun at bay. And overhead, you've got Hyundai's Blue Link. Think like Chevy OnStar, but for Hyundai. SOS is emergency services. That'll call even if you're not subscribed to the service, but they might charge you, so I don't know, maybe don't try pressing it unless you really need it. And then doors and reading lights. Enough of this though, let's get driving. Before I even start heading down into the parking garage, I'll show you these paddles. Left-hand paddle lowers the amount of regen all the way down to nothing if you want it. Hold the left paddle in, it'll put itself in auto, which will change the amount of regen you get based on the speed you're going, traffic around you, and the terrain, which is super cool. If you take it out of auto by holding it left again, you can go all the way up to I-pedal, which is your 1-pedal driving mode. And coming down out of the parking garage here, that's the mode I'm going to use. Now, this is a 2-year-old EV with, less than 24,000 miles on it. We know it's going to be very, very quiet and very, very composed. But let's see if we can't find any squeaks or rattles or undue noises down here where everything's going to echo. Give it a little throttle, let the regen work, hit the friction brakes. Okay. You know what? These things are really, really rather nimble. So let's just do a quick little slalom. See if we can't hear anything go clunk going through the full sweep of the steering box, other than it on its full stops. No. Things really sorted. These things are very, very fun to whip around in. And now let's say you want to park. Gonna grab a spot to our left-hand side, just on this side of the pole. Backup camera's up. Sonars are working. And let's just go on in there. I'm not even gonna look out the back. But let's say you're not doing a great job. You park kind of wonky. This thing will keep yelling at you as you back up. Sensors going and going and going to make sure, or to try its best to make sure you don't back into something that you don't want to. Now, I would like to point out that I genuinely do not condone the use of using the adaptive cruise control and advanced driver aids in situations like this, but this is a great capability demonstrator. Here, cutting through downtown Tucson, absolutely worst case scenario for one of these adaptive cruise control systems. We got the tram tracks, we got poorly marked curves, lanes that aren't really what the computer would expect them to be. And it is just sitting here, holding us in our lane, following the vehicle in front. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. And yeah, just tracks right on through. It is a very competent system. And the only thing that really screws with it here are these tram tracks, so you'll occasionally lose your green steering wheel circle there, showing that it has lost its lane guidance. But even when it does that, you know pretty quickly that it does, and you can just do a little bit of steering to counteract. Staged up at my favorite little strip of mostly abandoned dead-end road here in Tucson, we're going to do a quick 0 to 50 to 0 full acceleration and ABS braking test to show you all there's nothing hiding in the brakes or suspension of this Ioniq 5 under full accelerative or decelerative load. And because I like to party, we're going to hold down traction control off for a second to fully disable it, put it into sport mode, and now these grab really well, so I doubt we're going to get any noise out of those rear tires, but let's give it a try. 3, 2, 1, go. Nope, just digs. Cool. And 50. Very nice. ABS right to a stop. Super stable. No drama, no pull. Fun car. Out here on the highway, cruise set nice and high to show a real, like, southwestern desert highway cruising speed. And I've got that adaptive cruise dialed in. Locked into our lanes, seeing all the cars around us. As we catch up to that blue Lincoln up there, it's going to start bringing our speed down to pace them. But, yeah, it is just a really, actually here, hang on. Let me talk really quietly here. The fan is going as high as it can on auto, and this is basically a low whisper here in the cab above 70 miles an hour. These things are very aerodynamic. They don't have a ton of wind noise. The noise, vibration, and harshness is kept really low, so you got low cabin noise and a nice ride. These are super competent commuters. It's even got the little red lights showing me there's someone in the blind spot. If I was to try to change lanes right now, it'd yell at me because they're over there. Just really competent places to be. The systems in here work well to take some of the burden off of you as the driver for doing commuting duties. And if you need to crush a big road trip, like having to stop for 20 minutes every 250 miles to put another 200 somewhat miles into the battery and stretch your legs, it's not that bad. But yeah, it's a great commuter. Well, two more things here while we're on the highway, taking advantage of the smart cruise in this and just how smart it is. You can adjust this based on your driving style or based on your drive mode. And you can dial in everything from following distance, rate of acceleration, to reaction speed, which is really, really cool. And then for convenience here, you can even dial in things like highway driving assist and lane change assist, which lets you change lanes by just turning on the blinker, like I'm about to do now. Blinker is on. It recognizes we're clear to move. It moves us over, and then yells at me for not having my hand on the wheel, and then accelerates back up to my pre-selected cruising speed because we passed the slow car. It can also, if you wanted to, adjust your speed based on the nav data and what it knows speed limits change to. So super duper clever, and again, just really takes the burden off of you as the driver as you're doing a long road trip or just commuting. Just got off the highway and going straight into some really rough, like, residential roads here. Really tore up pavement, got some speed bumps. Gonna show off just how competent and good this thing is, even in like the worst case scenario sound wise for low speed stuff in one of these open hatchback style cars. There's a lot of room behind you for sound to echo, so if there's gonna be any bad suspension noises coming through, we're gonna hear them now. Two good little potholes there, broken pavement, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is a sub 24,000 mile 2-year-old EV. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be quiet. And honestly, the best thing about this whole car is that it's just a good looking appliance. You don't have to think twice about the functionality of it. Just get in it and go. Plug it in overnight, charge it like a cell phone. Very little maintenance needs to be done on these things. They're just really, really good transportation devices. The fact that it looks cool and it's a nice place to be in is just a bonus. Oh, speed bump. Whee! It doesn't care. And neither should you. Just get in it and drive. It's great. There you go. Back at our little lot, wrapping everything up on our 2024 Ioniq 5. Like I said at the beginning, I get it now. This is a super cool looking EV. It's comfortable. It drives great. This one, being the long range, has properly long legs on it. And just because it is a really, really good appliance doesn't mean it has to look boring like one. So fit all your friends, fit all your stuff in it, commute in it, use that high-speed charging to really stretch this thing out and go for a big, long road trip. It's not going to care what you do to it. It's just going to keep going. So to find that out for yourself, check it out and fall in love with it, follow the link in the description below, or call or text the phone number that is about to be on screen to more easily set an appointment. As always, I have been Dylan. We'll see you soon.